How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of a re-review up in this piece in the form of Sam Adams' Wicked Hazy Juicy New England Style IPA, coming at 6.8% alcohol by volume. This comes courtesy of my boy David from Jersey, and this has a Best By date of April 2021. This is March 2021. You know how I know this is March 2021? Because I have, what do we have? Like a 4-day-old baby in my house right now, which is pretty freaking awesome. So I'm pumped. But I reviewed this not too long ago in my, yeah, why am I using this glass? Do I want to use this glass? Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll use this glass. Yeah. I reviewed it, and I thought I'm pretty sure I didn't watch my re-review, but or my old review, but I pretty much called it like kind of like a serviceable kind of methadone version of a hazy IPA. So I figured, David threw me one. I figured I'd re-review it, and we'll see what's what. First review I'm doing in quite some time with the kiddo coming not too long ago. So if I'm a little bit rusty, don't hold it against me. Yeah. I'm always rusty. Anyway, Wicked Hazy IPA. It's been changed. The name has been changed. It used to be there, I believe, New England Juicy IPA or something like that. 6.8% alcohol by volume. But I don't believe they changed anything as far as recipe goes. And like I said, it has an April of 2021 Best By date on it label. It is what it is. It's Sam Adams. I don't mind Sam Adams labeling. I don't mind Sam Adams beer. I think they can do quite a fun job of it. Their initial foray into hazy beers, which was, I forget what it was called, was really, really, really good. It was like a hazy double IPA, really high in ABV, and it was really good. So we'll see what how this one goes down. Now, pinky finger, fluffy, creamy head, nice, rich, hazy kind of body to it. Looks all the part of a nice little hazy beer. Let's get a nose. I mean, it is really a lot of citrus in there. Orange leaning, a little bit of grapefruit. I almost get it like it's not lactose, but there is a soft kind of like lactose-y vanilla kind of oat addition. So almost like they added oats to this. I don't remember getting that off the original one. And it smells nice. It is really heavily citrus forward. Like I said, orange, followed up by that grapefruit, a little bit of pineapple. But it actually smells really damn nice. 6.8%. Doesn't come off super sweet. Doesn't come off overtly bittering on the hop side of things. But it smells pretty damn good. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's not a bad beer by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it has a really nice soft mouthfeel to it. It has this really nice kind of orangey vibe to it. I think this thing is not too shabby, to be honest with you. From what I remember from the original New England style IPA I did from them, I call it underwhelming. And I think I called it, like I said, that methadone for hazies. But I think the one thing I called it was kind of missing something. Having something missing at the core of it. I don't really get that in this beer. I had this kind of full spectrum of flavor through it, from the way those hops come off, kind of juicy, kind of orangey, to the way the beer has this nice mouthfeel. There is a soft little dollop of bittering in there, nothing too crazy. It's what you get from these kind of drop out all bitterness beers, even though you can barely drop out all bitterness on them. And really does being heavily into the orange pineapple thing for me now. A little bit of tropical fruits kind of fluttering in at the end. I'll tell you what, for a brewery who I definitely have no issues with, because I like a lot of their beers and I think they do quite a good job with a lot of their beers, especially their old school beers. Their Doppelbucks, their Belgian line, Utopias, obviously, beers like that, they do a really great job with it. And they're relatively new to the hop game. They've only been producing these hoppy beers for a couple of years now. And I think this is probably quite a bit better than what I expected, based off of my memory of that initial kind of lower-ish ABV kind of hazy release in a very fun way. I like it. I think it's tasty. You're talking about, I could probably rip a sixer of this for around $12. I don't think that's too bad of a price point. And all in all, definitely not a shabby beer. Is it going to break the mold of hazy IPA, even at the semi big beer commercial level? Because that's where I would put Sam Adams, in that upper echelon of micro beer, craft beer. In the Bells and Sierra Nevadas of the world. it's probably one of the better hazies from those companies that I've had. I mean, there's some that do me a little bit better because I like them a little bit better. Lagunitas Born Yesterday, some of those beers. But as far as the hazy stuff goes, it's pretty damn tasty. The only thing I'd really knock this beer for is that it drinks a little bit lower than the ABV. So you're talking about touching 7%. Was it 6, 8? Yeah, touching 7%. It drinks more like those between 5 and 6% beers. Now, you do have to take into account that this has a best by date of April, so it's basically 1 month from now. This beer is probably coming out of the brewery, I assume, with a 6-month shelf life. So you're talking about a 5-month-old, 6.8% hazy that still expresses itself pretty well on the fruit side of things and drinks clean and doesn't come off poopy. That's a good thing. So as far as these kind of shelf available hazy IPAs, I think you'd be hard pressed to find something markedly better. I mean, locally, your local brewery probably does something a little bit more vibrant, maybe even a lower ABV. Like, I'm getting the same kind of vibrance I would get from, like, a Zigmeister Falconer at 4.8%, or even like a Cane kind of sneak box. This is even below some of that as far as vibrant wise, and Cane sneak box 5.4. So those beers can be had, but I'm talking about you're at an airport or you're at a hotel in the middle of nowhere and they have a cooler of beers. You're probably going to find this beer in that cooler, and that, I think, is definitely a serviceable thing. So we're kind of hinting at that kind of what I was talking about earlier, that methadone of hazies, but I think from a more positive light here. Before, I kind of meant it like, oh, if you can't find a good hazy IPA, this will hold you over. This is kind of the more partly sunny part of that. Instead of, like, if you can't kind of find a local boutique hazy, this is definitely going to scratch that itch better than just serviceable, if that makes any sense. I think it's really tasty. What do you want me to say? Is this one of the better hazies I've had as of late? IPAs, I mean, I'm not going to knock it out of the conversation. I mean, it's not Mount Rushmore status, but it's tasty nonetheless. Value and availability. Again, like, I'm guessing this is $12 a sixer. Tell me if I'm wrong, David, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like hazy IPA, you don't like, you like that New England drop out all bitterness with just a touch of bittering left over, and a really drinkable, well-done beer, you're going to like this. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it as I punch my microphone. Yeah. Let's see. Massive Beers, Beer Massive. If you want to see me doing the online social media stuff and podcasting stuff. So Rusty Beer Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, like I said. And hopefully you guys join me for the next one. Hopefully I'll debut the old Micah Bean before I post this. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.